This is Gemara Baba Basra Daf Kof Samach Baruch Hashem as we begin another parak. As we mentioned in the previous year, in some ways this is almost a new Masechta, as parak Yad Pashit is going to bring us back into Maseches Gittin B'siyata Dishmaya. And today's share once again should be an incredible schos, a Rafua Shalima for Tinok ben Miriam Ahuva B'siyata Dishmaya. We're holding on the top of Kof Samach Amud Aleph. And in reality, the name of the parak tells half of the story. Get pashit. A pashit get, literally an open get. Says the Mishnah, Edav mitoichai, the Edav are inside of it. Mikushar, a tied up get. Edav ma'achayrav, the Edim go on the outside. So let's just take a moment and we look at the Rashbam that says, Shtar pashit ke'in shalanu she'inoi ta'afar. A shtar pashit is the shtaris like we have, which are what? Which are not sewn up. V'chol ashtaris kriyin get. And any shtar is called a get, as we say, the get chayv shem ba'achrayis, bein begitin, bein mishar shtaris, mari k'tarmina b'gemara, kidesh lo tachloik, bein gitin l'shtaris. So we have a get pashit, which is an open document. A get mikosher, which as we'll see is a sewn document. Says the Rashbam further, Edav misaychai, what does that mean? B'sayfa shtar. A regular shtar. What's a get mikosher? Is Edav me'achayrav. Kaisav shita meniach cholak kishir shita. You write a line, you leave a space the size of a line, aksuva v'kaifla lachalik, and you fold it on the space, v'tayfer, and you sew it up. You write a line, and you leave it blank space, and you fold it. Many folds, the place of the tayrif from Torah, the main part of the shtar. And the Edim sign on the outside. You can have more folds, more sewn than the signatures. We take a moment, and on the side of our Gemara, there's actually a very nice picture that we really could basically see what the Rashbam just said. We're zooming in on our screen, which is that you write a line, you leave a line blank, and then you're going to go and you're going to fold up the shtar. That's going to be the main point of the shtar, and then you're going to sign underneath it. So that is a get mikosher. Continues the Mishnah, pashit shekasu edam me'achayrav. Now let's say you did the opposite. You have an open document that you wrote the edim on the outside, or mikosher, a tied up document, shekasu edam mitayich, you wrote the edim inside. Shneim psulim. Rav Chanina ben Gamliel emer mikosher shekasu edam mitayich. That is kosher. Why? Because you can make it pashit. What does that mean? You cut it, you open it up, now it's like ed pashit. Rashba goymer akol kemina gamadina. Everything goes. We have a machlekes. Chanina ben Gamliel says that if it's a tied up document, then it's okay because you can always open it. But the reverse, not. Rashbag says it goes by the minhag. Gapashut edav b'shnayim. A gapashut, an open document. You have two signatures, umekosher are tied up, one b'shleisha. Pasha v'kas b'yidechad, umekosher v'kas b'shnei edim, you had one less than you're supposed to. Shneim psulim. We dive straight into the Gemara. Says the Gemara, Mnani Mili, what is the source of these different types of shtarais? Amar v'chanina d'amar kara. Sadais ba'kesef yiknu. V'kasav v'sefer v'chasam v'hoyid ha'edim, and the signature shall sign. So from here we darshan sadais ba'kesef yiknu v'kasav v'sefer. This refers to pashit. So the first part of the pasuk refers to a get pashit as we turn over to Tukuf Samach Amud Beis v'chasom, and then the pasuk continues that if you sign on this document zem mikusher, that's referring to a tied up document. V'oid, and they give eidos shnayim. There's two witnesses. Eidim is shleisha keitzad shnayim lapashit shleisha lemikusher. So the way the darshan of this pasuk is referring to both a get pashit and a get mikusher. For the word eid and eidim is telling us the dinim of what? Of 2 and 3. Asks the Gemara of Eipachana, what's the makar that it means 2 for a pashit, 3 for a makusher? Maybe the opposite. Answers the Gemara, from the fact that it has many folds, therefore we have multiple edim. Source number 1. Source number 2, 4 lines down, Rafra Amar. Says Rafra Me'ach, another pasuk in Yirmiyahu. End of the pasuk. Darshins the Gemara. That's an open document. Now, what does the end of the pasuk mean? That's the pasha and the mekusher, the open part of the sonam document. These are the differences. What are the differences? This one, the open one, Eidav Shnayim. And the close one, Eidav Shleisha. The open one, Eidav Mitaychai. And the tied up one, Eidav Me'achayrav. Ask the Gemara the same kasha of Eipach Hanal. We could switch it around. Answers the Gemara. Eidav, source number 3. Source number 2. Continues the Gemara, 12 lines down. The first line is Be'edav, a third source. Rami Bar Yechazkel Amar Me'acha, pasuk in Devarim now, Al Bishnayim Eidim, Al Bishleisha Eidim Yaakov Adavar. The Gemara darshit, Diskayim, Miskayim, Medusa Bishnayim, Lama Bar Lachal Bishleisha. If you have 2, what do you need? 3. Lama Lachal teaches us, Shnayim Lapashit, Shleisha Lemekosher. Ask the Gemara the same kasha of Eipach Hanal. Why don't we switch it around? Answers the Gemara. 3 different sources. Asks the Gemara. Is really these 3 psukim coming to teach us this din? Each pasuk is needed for its own source. What does that mean? As we're going to see now in the Brises from the very beginning of the Masechta. For there we learn out this is telling us an Eitzah Taiva. The Yirmiyahu was telling the Yidden that they should write down everything in a shtar. Why? Because after they go to Galus, they're not going to be able to find the Eidim. So what do we see? It's not teaching us halacha. Yirmiyahu Navi is teaching us just a good idea. What does it mean they took the document? Just that was the story. What does that teach me? To be makish 3 to 2. Looked at Rabbi Kiva Ramnasan, which is a machlokes, Gemara and Makis, that teaches us the machlokes to be makish, how many idim that we're going to need. Then this is a din by idim lahazama. But asks the Gemara, all 3 psukim that we seemingly are utilizing as sources for Gad Pasha, Gad Mekusher, we see in this Bryce are needed for their own dinim. Answers the Gemara, Ela Mekusher midrabanan, v'kroi asmachta ba'alma. Answers the Gemara, the din of a Gad Mekusher. This din of a tied up document is a din derabanan, and all the psukim are just asmachta. Says the Gemara, so what's this din derabanan for? What's the reason? Explains the Gemara, Asra de Kahane Hava, there was a place of Kahanim. Favekate Tuva, and Kahanim would get anger very quickly. And they were divorcing their wives, they got angry, and they were quickly ready to get. So because of that, the Rabbanan Takanta, the Rabbanan made a takana. What was the takana? That they should only divorce their wife with a shtar. Why? Because it takes time. And then they said they should tie up the shtar. Takes even more time. During that time, so the Rabbanan created this din of a get mekushar, of a tied up get. Why? So the Kahanim will calm down. Says the Gemara, very good by gin, but shtaras, what about by a shtar? Michael and Mimar. What is the reason by a shtar? Answers Gemara, Kadesh lo like being gitin l'shtarais. We don't want to have any differentiations. The same halachas by get applies to the shtar, and vice versa. So the Gemara is concluding that it is a din derabanan and it's just a asmachta. Continues the Gemara, Heichon Eidan Chaismin Lamaisa. Where do the Eidim sign? Ravuna Amar ben Kesher lekesher, between each fold. Rabba Amar Achoyre Aksav, on the outside of the document. Amar Leiram Ukeneged Aksav, and opposite the actual Ksav Mibachot, on the outside. Amar Leiram Barchama Rav Chisda. So Rami Bar Chama asks Rav Chisda the following: Rav Huna the Amar ben Kesher lekesher. According to Rav Huna, he says between the folds. We thought that this means on the inside between the folds. Asked the Gemara, there was a Gam Makusha came in front of Rabbi. There's no Zman, it's not dated. Rabbi Shimon came over and he said, Shema bin Sharov, maybe between the fold Muvla, it's swallowed up literally, it's concealed, that's where it is. Pal yeh, they open it up, v'chaz yeh, and they saw that the date was there. Ve'emisa, but if you're telling me that where are you supposed to sign such a star between the folds, ein zman bazeh, ve'ein eidim bazeh mi ba'ilei, so they shouldn't have been able to see the signatures. From the fact that they only said they couldn't see the zman, seems that the signatures they did see, which means the signatures are clearly not between the folds. So Amar Alei Rav Chisda responds, Mi suffers ben kasher lekasher mi gavoi, loi ben kasher lekasher mi baroi. Means between the folds on the outside. For example, when you fold up the paper and then you sew it up, but on the outside you're going to be able to sign it. So you'll still be able to see the signatures, but it still could be considered between the folds. We'll stop over here. We'll pick it up. B'siyata Dishmaya.